Okay, so here we have number 14 from the review. It says, Marion makes $17 per hour at her job. She has worked there for 3 years. How much will she get paid for 34 hours of work? So reading the question, we want to make sure we understand what they're asking us for. So the question here is, how much will she get paid for 34 hours of work? So if you notice, we do not care at all about the years. That's something that is not important. She's worked there for 3 years. That's extra information. It's a red herring, so you might even just want to cross that out. 3 years, we do not care. Good for her, but we don't care. So the relevant information, how much will she get paid? So we're talking about dollars, how much will she get paid, how many dollars in 34 hours. So you might recognize the $17 per hour is a rate. And we can write that rate one of two ways. We can write it either as $17 over 1 hour, or we could flip it over. We could write 1 hour on top, $17 on the bottom. Okay. And it'll be the question that'll tell us which fraction we want. So we also have these 34 hours of work. So I'm going to actually start with that, 34 hours. And if you remember how we do problems with these rates, the way we've set it up is we multiply. And we're going to multiply now by one of those fractions. Because I have hours here, I want to put that 1 hour on the bottom rather than 1 hour on the top. Okay? Because I have hours there, again, I want to put 1 hour there, which means the $17 has to go on the top. So that's the setup using the rate. Now you just have to know how to multiply that whole number, 34 hours, by the fraction. And it goes the whole number, 34, times the top number, $17, and then divide by the bottom number, which is 1 hour. Okay, so we actually have two operations that we're doing here. I'm going to do my work up over here now, though. But we're just going to go left to right. So I'm going to start with 34 times 17. And hopefully you know how to do this, so this will be a quick part for us. But 7 times 4 gives me 28. Carry the 2. 7 times 3 gives me 21. Add the 2 gives me 23. When I multiply with the 1, I need to start in the tens place, so I'm going to put a 0 in the ones place. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 3 is 3. And now I add. 8 plus 0 gives me 8. 3 plus 4 gives me 7. 2 plus 3 gives me 5. Now remember, I still have to divide by 1. So 578 divided by 1, though, that's very easy to do. I just get 578. Nothing changes when I divide by 1. So that would be my answer. The units on that would be dollars. So Marion makes $578 for 34 hours of work. Here we have now number 15 from the review. It says, Matt has $2,678 in his bank account. If he deposits $33 today and then withdraws $868 tomorrow, what will be the balance of his account? So here, a couple things we need to remember is, what do they mean when they say deposit, and what do they mean when they say withdraws? So just to remind you here, a deposit is when you put money into your account, which means you're going to add to the amount in the account. And a withdrawal, or when you withdraw something, is taking money out of the account. So that means we would subtract there. So what I'm going to do here, we actually need all those numbers. We don't have any extra information. We need everything. We're going to start with the $2,678. And I'm going to start then by adding the $33 that Matt deposits. So I got to add those numbers. 3 plus 8 gives me 11. Carry the 1. Now I've got 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 3 gives me another 11, carry that one. 1 plus 6 would give me 7, nothing to carry, and then the 2 gets to just come straight down. So right now, after the deposit, Matt would have $2,711. But don't forget, we haven't taken care of everything. We started with the $2,678, we added the 33, now I have to subtract, I have to take away that 868. So I'm going to do that over here. I'll take that new amount, 2,711, and I will subtract the 868. And this should be my last step. Once I'm done with this, we should be done with the problem. So taking a look at 1 minus 8, that doesn't work. That has to borrow, make that an 11. That 1 becomes a 0. I'm just going to set up all my borrowing right away at the beginning. So 0 take away 6 won't work. The 0 will have to borrow, become a 10. It'll borrow from the 7. That'll become a 6. Oops, I'm getting a little cramped in there. The 6 take away 8 can't do that. So the 6 will have to borrow from the 2. The 6 will become a 16. The 2 will become a 1. So hopefully you can see all my numbers there. I got a little cramped, I apologize. But now I've done all the borrowing and I'm ready to subtract. So now I can do 11 minus 8 would give me 3. I can do 10 minus 6 gives me 4. I can do 16, 1 6, take away 8 would give me 8. And then the 1 just comes straight down. And there's my final answer. Matt has $1,843 in his account. Okay, and then we'll do one more problem for this video. Number 16 on your review says, Oscar can buy 7 movies for $105. At this rate, how much does 1 movie cost? So if you notice in there, we have the word rate. So the rate, the word rate, the rate we're given is the 7 movies for $105. So with that rate, we can set up one of 2 fractions. We can either say 7 movies over $105, or we can do $105 on top and the 7 movies on the bottom. The question will tell us which fraction to use. So if we keep taking a look at this, 7 movies for $105, okay, we can set up our rate there. But then it says, at this rate, how much does 1 movie? 1 movie. So I'm gonna start here with 1 movie, and then I'm gonna multiply by a rate. Because I have movies here, I want to put movies on the bottom. So that means I got to put the 7 movies on the bottom, which means the $105 goes on top. Okay, 1 movie here, 7 movies goes on the bottom. That's how the setup works. Once I have that set up, I just have to remember how to finish solving this. It's going to be the first number, the whole number, times the top number, 105, divided by the bottom number. That's the work we're doing. Okay, 1 times 105 is easy. That's just 105. So this comes out to just 105 divided by 7. So I'm going to do that as long division up here. That's the same as 7 into 105. And as I do my long division, I say, how many times will 7 go into 1? It won't. So how many times will 7 go into 10? 7, into just 10. 7 will go into 10 1 time. If I have 10 cookies and 7 people, I can give everyone 1 cookie. Now, if you remember your steps for long division, you multiply 1 times 7 gives you 7. And we subtract that from the 10. 10 minus 7 gives you 3. Bring down the 5. And now we're dividing again. This time we're doing how many times will 7 go into 35. And that will work exactly 5 times. If I have 35 cookies and 7 people, everyone gets 5 cookies. But let's just make sure 5 times 7 will give us 35. Subtract here, we get no remainder, 0 for the remainder, nothing else to bring down, so we're done. 15 is the result. And just to put the units on that, we were talking about cost, and that was measured in dollars. So our final answer, each movie costs $15. And one final note on this one, I just want you to be careful because we could have the same problem but with a different question, and the different question might make it a little trickier. So in the bottom right here, I'm going to write the different question. So imagine we have everything else is the same setup. Oscar can buy 7 movies for $105, but we change the question to, what is the cost for each movie? Now, it's really the same question, but it's a little trickier because it doesn't give us that 1 movie, and that's what we started with, 1 movie. That helped us set up our fraction. But if you remember, when it says each movie, they're talking about each 1 movie, a single movie. So just be careful with that.